Hey friends, it's Miss Nicole here, and we are going to go ahead and do a preschool story time on the great outdoors. So we're going to touch on nature and critters and going outside and going exploring, all fun things that we can take advantage of now that we can't be doing some of the other things we might be used to. So we're going to read our first book, which is called When the World is Dreaming, and this is by author Rita Gray, and then the pictures are by Kennard Pack. When the World is Dreaming. Here we go. Ah, butterfly, of what do you dream folding your wings? That's what the first page says. Look how pretty this is. What does little snake dream at the end of the day, after the wriggling, the sunning, the play? Under a stone curled up tight, his shelter from the cool of the night. What does little snake dream? See a little snake in the grass? Catching the wind, the kite sets sail, and trailing behind, I am the tail. Soaring above the tallest trees, I dip and ripple in the breeze. Sleep, little snake, safe and warm, dream until the light of morn. There's our snake friend curled up under the rock. What does little deer dream at the end of the day, after the walking, the grazing, the play? In a bed of feathery ferns, beside her twin, she gently turns. What does little deer dream? Rushing rain from a rumbling cloud, the sky is flashing, the sky is loud, but tucked beneath our mushroom cap, we're safe from every thunderclap. Sleep, little dear, safe and warm, dream until the light of morn. What does little Newt dream at the end of the day, after the watching, the crawling, the play? In a bed of leaves and old tree bark, cradled it inside his pocket of dark. What does little Newt dream? Do you guys see little Newt? Like a little salamander lizard type guy. How cool is that? The squeak of rubber on rainy roots, the ground is shaking from yellow boots. But now I'm safe, so hidden from view, the same orange self, but totally new. Sleep, little Newt, safe and warm, dream until the night, or the light of morn. How cute. That reminds me of the little fire newt from Frozen 2. If anybody there likes Frozen 2. What does little rabbit dream at the end of the day, after the hopping, the nibbling, the play? Beneath a shrub in a hidden nest, head to toe with all the rest. What does little rabbit dream? Look at all those bunnies. Peas and carrots are tasty things, but leaves of cabbage are perfect for wings. Out of the field and over a tree, I lift to a cloud that looks like me. Sleep, little rabbit, safe and warm, dream until the light of morn. What does little mouse dream at the end of the day, after the scampering, the digging, the play? Under a garden green and wide, 5 soft tails curl side by side. What does little mouse dream? There he is. Everybody give me a squeak, 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 squeak. A shadow moving over ground, slinking near without a sound. With my tree bark boat and my pea pod oar, I leave that cat behind on shore. Look at that kitty cat. After that mouse. Sleep, little mouse, safe and warm, dream until the light of morn. What does little turtle dream at the end of the day? After the floating, the basking, the play? In a quiet pond, she stops her swim, sinking to find an old tree limb. What does little turtle dream? Sky turtle is playing hide and seek, so I close my eyes before I peek. Now she's here right by my side, and up I climb for a moonlit ride. Sleep, little turtle, safe and warm, dream until the light of morn. There's our sky turtle right there. What does little dreamer dream at the end of the day, after the running, the laughing, the play? In a cozy bed all tucked in, a blanket warm up to her chin. What does little dreamer dream? My blanket is spread on the bedroom floor, ready for the creatures to come through the door. They gather around to see what I made, and none of them feels the least bit afraid. They're all of our friends. I have cabbage for rabbit, and mouse gets a pea. These leaves are for newt, they drifted from a tree. For turtle and snake, some stones from the land, and flowers for deer to eat from my hand. The moon sends down its silvery beams, and we nestle together in the best of all dreams. How nice is that? So we have the baby deer, we have the turtle, the newt, the bunny rabbit, all curled up, and our snake, all curled up with little dreamer. Sleep, little dreamer, safe and warm, dream until the light of morn. There we go. There she is asleep in her bed right in that window. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I love it. I love seeing all of the nature landscapes and everything about all of the animals and how they drift off to sleep and what they dream about. I think that's a really great story. All right. So now that we've touched on some of the animals in the forest and nature, we're going to go ahead and talk about a girl looking for some adventure. This is a really cool book. It's called On a Magical Do-Nothing Day, and this is by Beatrice Alamagna. Alamagna. Sorry again for my pronunciation. There's how you spell it. And it's a little flip-flopped, making you guys read backwards. Giving you guys some eye exercises for today, huh? Alright, so here's the first page. Here's some cool illustrations. On a magical do-nothing day. Here we were again, me and Mom in the same cabin, the same forest, the same rain. Dad back in the city. Mom sat at her desk, quietly writing, while I destroyed Martians. Actually, I was just pressing the same button over and over. I wish Dad was here. What about a break from your game, Mom growled. Is this going to be another day of doing nothing? She was right. There was nothing I wanted to do, except destroy Martians. I found it, as usual. She took the game out of my hands and hid it, as usual. I found it, as usual, and went outside, where it felt like everything in our garden was hiding from the rain. I held my game tightly. Maybe it would protect me from this boring, wet place. I walked down the hill. How beautiful those hills are. At the bottom of our path, I saw some flat rocks in the pond. The rocks were round, like the heads of the Martians. I wanted to jump on them and crush them. Oh no! What did I do? My game fell in the pond. This could not be happening to me. So I stuck my hand in the water to grab it. It was so icy cold, I screamed. There goes our game. Without my game, I had nothing to do. The rain felt like rocks were hitting me. I was a small tree trapped inside a hurricane. Just then, there were 4 lights, and 4 huge snails appeared. Is there anything to do around here? I asked them. Yes, indeed, they told me. I reached out and touched their antenna, as soft as jello. It made me smile. So I followed them down a path and found dozens of mushrooms. The air was so damp. I knew the smell from when I was small. my grandparents' basement, my cave of treasures. I felt a sense that there was something special close by, that I was surrounded. I bent down and dug my fingers into the mud, where 1,000 seeds and pellets, kernels, grains, roots, and berries touched my fingers and hands. An underground world full of treasures that I could feel. Look at all those. I looked up at the sky. Sunbeams fell down through a giant strainer and blinded me. I thought I heard the beat of drums from far away, but that sound was my heart. I felt filled up with energy and began running fast. So fast, I fell right down the hill. There she goes. And there at the bottom, everything was turned upside down. The whole world seemed brand new, as if it had been created right in front of me. I climbed a tree and looked out as far as my eyes could see. I breathed in air until my lungs were bursting. I drank the raindrops like an animal would. I noticed bugs I'd never seen before. I talked to a bird. I made my biggest splash. Then I collected smooth stones as clear as glass and watched the world shining through them. Why hadn't I done these things before today? Soaked to my bones, I ran inside the house, took off my coat, and looked in the mirror. Oh, I thought I saw my dad smiling at me. My mother was there, still writing, but now she looked different, like one of the creatures outside. Oh, you're soaked. I'll dry you. She took a towel and brought me to the kitchen. I felt like giving her a big hug. I wanted to tell her what I had seen, felt, and tasted outside in the world. But I didn't. We just sat in the kitchen, looked at each other, and breathed in the delicious smell of our hot chocolate. That's it. That's all we did on this magical do-nothing day. And there are some fish enjoying her game at the bottom of the pond. How silly is that? All right, guys. So, I have a question to ask you. She says here in this book, where is it? She says, I wanted to tell her what I had seen, felt, and tasted outside in the world. I want you guys to go ahead and draw some pictures, or if you feel like writing, if you want to write, you can go ahead and write. Or if you just feel like talking to an adult or a friend about it, you can just talk it out. But talk about maybe some things that you've seen, you've felt, and you've tasted outside in nature. Safely though, alright? Because we don't want to go around just tasting random things from outside, right? No, because we don't know if they're good for us or not. But if you've ever tasted a raindrop that came directly out of the sky, or maybe a snowflake that's come directly out of the sky, or if you felt dirt, right? Or maybe a slippery frog, like a slimy frog, or if you've ever seen a beautiful rainbow, or if you've ever seen a baby deer, a fawn laying in the grass, okay? These are all ideas of things that you may have seen, felt, or tasted in the wild, in nature, while you're outside. So I want you guys to go ahead and have fun with that. Draw some pictures. If you feel like sending them in to us here at the library, you can post them on our Facebook, or you could go ahead and send them to our email accounts. So I hope you guys have an excellent day. I hope you enjoyed these stories. And kids and families, go ahead and get outside when you can. Stay safe. Make sure you get some fresh air, some sunshine, and just play the day away, okay? So I hope you guys have an excellent day, and keep smiling. We'll see you real soon. Bye, guys.